I will now like to hand over to our Minister for Transition. She will briefly talk to us about one of the major issues for those people who have to take transport. Madam Minister, the floor is yours. Thank you, Prime Minister. The government's objective in terms of transport is to enable all those people who must travel to be able to do so while ensuring their safety and also the safety of those people who work for the transport systems. This means that up until the end of May, by using preventive measures and social distancing, we will be able to do so. For public transport in urban areas, our objective is to try and increase the services as much as possible, all the while managing the demand side of the transport, obviously while ensuring social distancing. These are all measures that have been discussed with those representative bodies of the transportation services and our government. As of the 11th of May, metros, buses, RER and TER services will go back to 50% of their usual service. And we hope to get back to 100% service by the beginning of June. For the Greater Paris area, we will expect to see a bigger increase. For example, the RATP will go from a 30% service level currently to 75% as of next Monday. To ensure the best protection possible for all of our transport users, we currently have 6% of people using that service. We will try and limit that use to only 15%. So obviously that is by limiting the demand side of the equation. And to be able to do that, we want to ask as many people as possible to continue remote working. This is our best way of ensuring people not taking the transport services that we are trying to guarantee during peak hour. We have come up with a charter for the Greater Paris area that we want to be applied, and the government is supporting us in this matter. The Prime Minister, in fact, indicated that it is local governments who are in charge of public services for transport to try and keep public transport available in certain hours of the day to a certain section of the local population. So, for example, in the Greater Paris area, only those people with an employer certificate or those people with a compelling reason to travel will be able to take the transport. And a compelling reason could be, for example, health reasons, or if they have to transport or accompany their children. And this will be applicable as of the first day of the post-lockdown period. Transport providers will have to take the necessary measures to try and limit the number of people loitering in train stations or in bus stations. And this will be by, for example, stopping people from entering those stations or transport at the entry point. And this is to avoid too many people being in the one space at the one time. Obviously, the Ministry of the Interior will present a number of points in a few moments, and we will apply all of those points that he will cover momentarily. To avoid traffic jams which may increase pollution and road accidents, we will also therefore call on you to car share as much as possible. And another way of limiting traffic jams with cars is by opening up a number of bike paths, which you will have already noticed. For the regional transport solutions, they will remain limited for the first phase of the post-lockdown period. For TGV and intercity services, we will go from 7% to 20 to 30% of an operating service, and we will reach 40% of our regular offer by the end of May. Bookings must be made in advance to be able to take either of those trains, and we will only be able to take 50% of those available seats. Obviously, preventive measures on transport are essential. You must wear a mask for anyone over the age of 11, and anyone who is in contact, any staff who are in contact with the general populace will also have to wear masks. Masks are essential and will be provided for those people who haven't been able to get one in the meantime. If you do not wear a mask, you may be fined 135 euros, as the Interior Minister will touch upon in a few moments. You will not be able to board a TGV if you do not have a reservation, and you will not be able to take passport during peak hours if you do not fall into one of the two aforementioned categories. Transport services are currently ensuring that enough is being done to ensure social distancing by marking a number of seats so that you can clearly visualize where you can actually sit and respect the basic rules of social distancing. So this is public transport, given the current crisis and given the exceptional crisis that we are currently going through, then we will have to adapt using exceptional measures. Obviously, it is ensure that we can all work together to be able to overcome the current situation. Madam Minister, thank you very much.